Hello students, welcome back to IGT, that is Introduction to Graph Theory. In last lecture, we discussed about the K-critical, or you can just say color critical, optimal coloring, and clique number we discussed, that is denoted by omega of g, and we discussed about one proposition that was for every graph we have this relation between chromatic number and clique number, okay, and this is also related with the order and this independence number, where n is order, xij is chromatic number, and this alpha of g is independence number, okay. So here we proved this one, correct. So now, and also we discussed one example where this is this strictly greater than it can be, okay. Here also we discussed about that, and this example I discussed, correct. So today some more examples where you have chromatic number is strictly greater than omega of g, that is clique number. So here you can just take C2R plus 1, that is the odd cycle, any odd cycle greater than equal to with order greater than equal to 5, okay. So R is greater than equal to 2, so it will be odd cycle with at least order 5, okay. Join with ks is the complete graph of order s. So this is the join of an odd cycle and a complete graph, and odd cycle will be at least 5 order, okay. So here clique number will be s plus 2, and this chromatic number will be greater than equal to s plus 3, okay. For example, if you are discussing about C5, so this is C5 join with K1, so you are just taking C5 as well as K1 and all the edges from C5 to K1 and vice versa. So this will be the join of C5, and this one here I just discussed. So what was the here it is, omega was 3, so 1 plus, so K1 and C5, this is the join of C5 and K1, okay. So here s is 1, so omega will be s plus 2, so here it is 3, correct. And it was in general, if you are taking a complete graph of order s, then you will be having clique number is s plus 2, so here 1 plus 2, that is 3. And what about xi of g, that is chromatic number of that graph. Chromatic number of that graph will be at least s plus 3, and here we are just getting s plus 3, that is 4, okay. So it is at least s plus 3, and obviously this is s plus 3 is strictly greater than s plus 2, so that's why here in this case we have strict inequality, correct. That is chromatic number is greater than, strictly greater than clique number, okay. And also you can remember this this one, when you have join of you have to find join of chromatic, that is chromatic number of join of two graphs, okay. So g join with h, then, and if you know that chromatic number of g and h, then you can say this will be chromatic number from h and this one, okay. This will be the sum of chromatic number of g and chromatic number of h, okay. And why this is happening, because there will be some edges adding between g and h, that's why this is happening like this, okay. And chromatic number of, this is the Cartesian product of g and h, okay. So like we did join, so we will also discuss about this Cartesian product. So Cartesian product is of any graph g is denoted by, in some book you will find g cross h, and in this book they have denoted by this one, okay, g Cartesian with h, and or you can just say h Cartesian with g, because this is symmetric, okay. So for this chromatic number will be maximum of chromatic number of g and h, okay. So here I have just written. So for join, it's sum of both chromatic number Okay, and for Cartesian product it's the maximum. So I'll just discuss what is join, and though I have already discussed in 3.3, I think, yeah, 3.3 we have done, and also I'll be discussing the Cartesian product. Okay, so let's first come to join. Join of two graph means two simple graph will be given. Here two simple graph are given, G and H. As a graph, join of a graph is obtained from the disjoint union of G and H, and by adding with some edges. And how this edges we are adding? So vertex set will be vertex set of join of H will be vertex set of join of G disjoint union with vertex set of H. Okay, and edge set will be, it will be containing all the edges of G, all the edges of H union with edges from G and edges from H. That is, every vertex of G is adjacent with all the vertices of H, and every vertex of H is adjacent with all the vertices of G. Okay, so means to say this is containing both the graph and edges from both sides. Okay, so that is the join of G and H. So for example, you can just take K2 join with K1. So here G is K2, H is K1, or you can consider G is K1, H is K2, doesn't matter, because this is join of G and H is join of H and G. That is a symmetric. Okay, so here what you will get, so K2 is this one and K1 is this one. So it will be, join will be containing both these graphs. So I have already drawn, and the edges from G to H, from every vertex to every other vertex of H, and vice versa. So this will be adjacent with this one, and this will be adjacent with this one. So join of K2 and K1 is coming as this one, and that is isomorphic to C3, correct? So you can, if someone asks that join of K2 and K1 is isomorphic to C3 or not, then answer is yes. Okay, so here we have done. Okay, and what I discussed, that join of G and H, that is chromatic number, if we take, then it will be the chromatic number of G plus, that is the sum of chromatic number of H. Okay, that is the sum of both the chromatic numbers. Okay, so here also it will be, so in case of K2 chromatic number is 2, so in case of K2 chromatic number of K2 is 2, because both vertices are adjacent, so we can't use the same color to color both the vertices, and for K1 we can use one color. Okay, so here it will be 2 plus 1. Okay, so it will be 2 plus 1, 3. So let's check it, and for K3 you already know that is, it is 1 if you are using color number 1 to color this vertex, color number 2 to color this vertex, then you can't use the same color to color the third vertex, correct? So you need some other color to color this vertex, such that for proper coloring, correct? That will give you this chromatic number. Okay, so here it will be total 3. Okay, that is 2 plus 1. Okay, so here we have done. Now come to P3 join with K2. So here we are just getting P3 we have just written, and this is K2. There will be the join will be containing both graphs as well as edges from H. So every vertex from G is adjacent to every other vertex from H. Okay, so all the vertices from H and vice versa. So this is also adjacent, this is also adjacent, and vice versa. Obviously that is done. Okay, so this is the P3 join with K2. So P3 join with K2, and here chromatic number if you will find. So if you are the chromatic number for P3 and chromatic number of K2, then you can just directly write it, correct? So chromatic number of P3 is 2 and chromatic number of K2 is also 2. So chromatic number of this join, it should be 2 plus 2, that is it should be 4. So let's check the minimum coloring. You can use one color to color this vertex. Again I have to write, yeah. So it was this one, correct. So you can use one color to color this vertex, another color to color this vertex because this is adjacent, some another color to color this one because this is adjacent with both, and some another color to color this vertex because this is adjacent with every other, correct. What about this one? You can use this color because this is not adjacent with this one, so we can use the same color. We can't use this pink color, red color or violet color, so we have to use the third one. This is the minimum coloring, and how many colors we are using? Minimum colors for proper coloring 4, and obviously for P3 and K2 chromatic number is 2, so it will be 2 plus 2. So this is the chromatic number for join of P2 and K2 and P3, okay. So you can write K2 join with P3 or P3 join with K2, doesn't matter, okay. Likewise for P4 with K3 join will be here. And what is the chromatic number? Chromatic number of P4 is 2. Chromatic number for P4 is 2 and chromatic number for K3 is 3. So for join it will be coming as 5, okay. So here chromatic number for this join it will be 5, so that you can check, okay. Here C3 join of C3 with K1, so this one join with K1, so that is K1 is trivial graph, so you will be taking this one, and all vertices it will be join will be containing both the graph and all the edges from one vertex, now one graph to other and vice versa, okay. So we are getting K4, and for this one obviously this is isomorphic to K4, correct, and this is the join of C3 and K1. So here chromatic number is 4 and chromatic number 4 is 3 plus 1, 3 is the chromatic number of C3 and 1 is the chromatic number of K1, okay, and here we have written, okay. And obviously there is W, and this is defined as wheel, okay. And same here, chromatic number for this one, and chromatic number of this is K2 complement, chromatic number of K2 complement, or you can just say chromatic number of Kn complement. What can you say about this one? Because here we have all the n vertices are non-adjacent, correct. So that these are pairwise independent vertices, so we can use only one color to color all the vertices in Kn complement, okay. So for K2 complement it will be chromatic number will be 2 and K3 not 2, it's 1, correct, and for K2 it's 2 and for K3 as well it is 1, correct. So what is the chromatic number for join of these two graphs? It should be 1 plus 1 and it is coming as 2. So join of these two graphs is coming as this one, and that is this is K2 and this is K2 complement and this is K3 complement. So here it will be adjacent with all the vertices, this is also adjacent with all the vertices, and here you can use because these are non-adjacent vertices in this is the bipartite graph, correct, and for bipartite graph this is chromatic number is 2, correct. So or you can use the same color to color all these vertices of one partite set and some other color to color the vertices from another partite set, correct. So this is done. So this is 1 plus 1, this is giving you 2, so chromatic number is also 2 here, so that we have done, okay. So I hope you liked it. Let's come to Cartesian product. So Cartesian product of G and H. So we have one result for this Cartesian product, that is whenever you have Cartesian product and chromatic number for this G Cartesian product with H or H Cartesian product with G, doesn't matter, both are same. So here it will be maximum of chromatic number of G or and H, okay. So maximum of, it will be maximum of chromatic number of G and chromatic number of h. So whatever the maximum, it will be taking that value. Okay, so let's define first what is this Cartesian product. So Cartesian product denoted by this one, or in some books you might find G cross H or H cross G. Okay, so this is a graph. Obviously it will be a graph with vertex set Vg cross Vh. Okay, that is the Cartesian product of vertices of Vg and Vh. So here Cartesian product of Vg and Vh. This will be the vertex set of G Cartesian product with this one. So obviously it should be the Cartesian product of G and H. Correct. So vertex set of H, and as set is given by this condition. One of these conditions should be there. So whenever, obviously the vertices will look like one vertex from G, and this will be looking like ordered pair like U and V, and one vertex from this one. Correct. So suppose A is the vertex that is looking like this one, and B is the vertex that is looking like U dash and V dash. Then AB is adjacent. When you can say AB is adjacent, so either this is same and this is an edge in H, because these are the vertices in H, or these two are same, these two are equal, or this is one vertex only and there is this edge. So how? Let me explain again. So here we got UV, this is one vertex from Cartesian product. Correct. This is a vertex and this is another vertex, and they are adjacent if and only if either first or this first first vertex from the ordered pair is equal, and with the condition that the second pairs have forming an edge in graph H. Okay, so that is either U is equal to V U dash, and V and V dash forming an edge in H. So this is happening in G and VG. Correct. And this is happening in H. Okay, or V and V dash are same, that is equal, and U and U dash forms an H. Okay, so this is happening in G, this is happening in H. Then there will be an edge from U dash to, that is from a vertex to B in Cartesian product. Correct. So where A represents U comma V, and this is the ordered pair U dash V dash, and here U dash and U and U dash are from G, and V and V dash, that is the second second vertex from the ordered pair, these are coming from H. That is the second graph. Okay, so here we can consider this one K2 with K1 we can just say. So here U V U dash. Okay, so here this is G, this is H. So let me do it here. So you can just take K2 and with K1. So here U V and this is U dash. Okay, or some W you can just take. So what is the Cartesian product of these graph will be looking like, the vertex set will be ordered pair U U dash. Okay, and this is the Cartesian product of Vg cross Vh. Correct. So you will be having an ordered pair with U dash, we also having an ordered pair with U dash. So this is the vertices. So here two vertices, this represents U and U dash, and this is representing V and V dash. Sorry for that, V and U dash, because here we have only U dash. Correct. Now whenever the edge will be defined if either these are same, that is the first vertex is same. So first vertex is not same in this one, so we will go for the second one. If second vertex is same, so here second vertex is same and first is forming an edge. So first is forming an edge in G and second vertex is same, correct? So here these vertices will be adjacent. So again this is K2 Cartesian product with K1 is coming as K2 only, okay? You can have K2 Cartesian product with K2. So here some A, B, C, D. Okay. So this Cartesian with this one. So vertex set will be represented by cross product of this one with this one. That is the Cartesian product of vertices of G with Cartesian product of that is the Cartesian product of vertices of G with the vertices of H. Okay, so here it will be A with C forming an ordered pair. This is the vertex set of this Cartesian product, correct? So here A with D, then come to B, B with C it will be, and B with D. Okay, so means to say 4 vertices will be there. So here 4 vertices, and this one, this one, this one, this one. So here we have these 2 vertices if you take, and here first vertex is same and second vertex is forming an edge in H. So these will be adjacent. So A, C. So here, so suppose this is AC and this is AD. So these are forming an edge, and 2 vertices here, some B comma C, and here this vertex is B comma D. Okay, so these, what about these one? These 2 vertices, B is same and CD is forming an edge. So these are adjacent. What about this one with this one? Now what about this one with this one? Here C is same, the second pair is same, the second vertex is same in these pairs, and first is forming an edge between A, in A. Okay, so obviously AC and B comma C, it will be adjacent because of this is satisfying the condition, correct? And what about these two? These two, here D is same and first forming an edge in G, so this will be adjacent. So Cartesian product of K2 with K2, it will be coming as C4. Okay, or you can just say this is K2 with K2. Now this is G and this is H. This is some short form of this Cartesian product, getting Cartesian product. So here suppose U and V. So here you can just pick one graph, whatever the complicated one, or here both are same, that's why I am just picking H. So and take the copies of G and put on the vertices of H, in place of vertices of H. So here over here I will be putting the GU copy, and over here it will be putting as V copy. So GU copy is just put, this is copy of G in place of vertex of H. Okay, so this is GU, and here GV copy in H. Okay, so here what we got? GV copy in place of U, it was U, it was V, so it has been replaced by GV copy and GU copy. Okay, in place of U and V we have replaced GU and GV copy. Okay, and the corresponding vertices in these copies will be adjacent if they are, if these vertices are adjacent in H, that is if U and V are adjacent in H. So here U and V are adjacent in H, correct? So here U and V are adjacent in H, so there U and V are adjacent, and here also. So the same thing we are just getting K2 cross K2, or you can just say Cartesian product of K2 and K2. Okay, done. Some more examples we can take. Suppose P3 cross K2. So this is P3 and cross K2. So this is K2. So here the simple graph I'm just taking and just labeling the vertices U and V. This is K2. So we want to find the Cartesian product of these two graphs, and how we can find this Cartesian product of these two graphs is just put the copies of G. So this is G here and this is H. So take one copy of this G and put on every vertex of H. Okay, so just place a copy of G at every vertex of, in place of every vertex of H. Okay, so this is GU copy. Corresponding to U, we have just made a GU copy. Okay, so this is GU copy, and here we are just GV copy is this one, P3V, correct. So this is GV copy. Okay, and these corresponding vertices will be adjacent, these vertices in GU and GV if U and V are adjacent in H. Okay, so obviously these are adjacent, so it will be adjacent. So this is the Cartesian product of P3 with K2. Okay, and here we discuss, I just gave you a result that Cartesian product of G and H, if you find the chromatic number, then it will be the maximum of G or H. Okay, maximum of G and H. So here what is the Cartesian, what is the chromatic number for this G? Chromatic number for G is 2 and for K2 is 2. So here also it should be 2. So how? Maximum is 2 for both this one. So you can put the one color over here, second color you can put here and here. So you can just put this one and this one, and for some other color you can take this vertex and this vertex. So minimum 2 vertices or 2 color to color all the vertices of this graph. So here chromatic number will be 2, and that is the maximum of both one. Okay, and in earlier one where we find Cartesian product of K1 with this one K2, it was K1 only, correct. So here it will be 2, that is the maximum of Cartesian maximum of chromatic number of K2 and K1. Okay, now consider C3. You can consider C3 with K2. Okay, so this is the, take the complicated part and add G, and this is as H. Okay, so here UV. Okay, what is the GU copy? So place a copy of G in place of this one, and a copy of G in place of V. So at each vertex just place a copy of G and H. Okay, one copy. So this is GV copy, this is C3. So this is GU copy and GV copy, you can just write here. So this is GV copy, correct. So here you will look at these vertices U and V, correct, U and V. You will be looking at these vertices. If these are adjacent in H, then corresponding vertices in these copies will be adjacent. So obviously these are adjacent in H. So this corresponding vertex, this corresponding to this vertex, this correspond to this vertex, this correspond to this vertex. So here we got, this is the Cartesian product of G and H, that is C3 and K2. Okay, so this is kind of prism, correct. So now if someone asks that what is the chromatic number of Cartesian product of this one, sorry for this one, so it was C3, correct, it was C3, it is coming as C3 copy, correct, it was C3U copy, C3V copy. So this was C3 Cartesian product with P2 or K2, whatever, correct, both are same. So here it was coming as this one and this one, like prism. So chromatic number for this graph, it should be maximum of this one or this one, chromatic number, correct. So chromatic number for C3 is 3 and chromatic number of P2 or K2 it is 2. So it should be coming as 3. So let's check. So the minimum coloring, minimum colors, how many colors you can give this one? So one color, first color to color this vertex, and this is also not adjacent with this one, and second color to color this adjacent vertex, and this is also not adjacent with that one, correct. And third color you can give this one because this is adjacent with this and this one, and same here. So here we got the minimum coloring. So minimum coloring is 3 and that is the maximum of chromatic number of this one. So chromatic number is coming as 3 and this is the maximum of C3 and P2 chromatic numbers. Okay, I hope you understood this one. So we can, yeah, here I have just discussed this one. And if you are getting P3 with C3, then you will be replacing C3 copy at each vertex of P3. So this is U copy, this is V copy, this is W copy. Okay, so this is P3 Cartesian product with C3. Okay, so P3 Cartesian product of C3. Okay, so here the corresponding vertices will be adjacent. This is adjacent with this one because this was P3 U copy, or you can just say GU copy, HU copy, GU copy, GV copy and GW copy. So here corresponding vertices are adjacent. These are adjacent because these were adjacent in P3. P3 with this one, this one and this one. So here these three vertices are adjacent. That's why these are here adjacency. Okay, so what is the Cartesian product we got, and what is the chromatic number for this graph? Chromatic number will be coming as maximum of C3 or P3. So this will be coming as 3. Okay, so here I have just discussed vertex set will be the this is the Cartesian product, or you can just say cross product of these vertices set, and as set is defined as this one, and for this one we have done this edge set. So here a subscript U means AU means A comma U and AV means A comma V. Okay, so AU, this I have represented by AU, and A comma V, this I have represented by A comma V. Okay, so this is A subscript V. Okay, and here I have just given you that these are symmetric, whether you find cross product of, that is the Cartesian product of G and H or H and G, both will be the same. Okay, now come to some example. Example number 10 we are getting. So here we need to find the chromatic number of, so this would be chromatic number of this one. Okay, first find the chromatic number for this one, and then first find the cross product for this one, and then chromatic number. And obviously chromatic number will be maximum of C3 and C4. So here again you can take the you want C3 with Cartesian product with C4, correct. So C3 is this one and C4 is this one. So here I'm just writing like this, drawing like this. This one is also C4, correct, 4 vertices. This is a cycle. Now take one copy, whatever the complicated part, and place in place of some other vertices, that is U, V, W. So here complicated is this C4 I'm taking. So here U vertex, V vertex, W vertex. So this is C4. So I'll be putting C4 in place of V, in place of U, in place of W, and I'll be getting joining the vertices in U, CU copy and CV corresponding vertices, and from V to W we will be joining, and from W copy to U we will be joining the vertices, and the final we will be getting the C4 Cartesian product C3, or you can just say C3 Cartesian product with C4. Okay. So here again if you replace, this is C3 and here you are getting C4, correct. So if you replace this as with this one, so here I got this one, it's U, so this is U copy, so this is GU copy, you can just say this is V copy and this is W copy. Okay, so here I'm just getting, this is V copy, GV, and this is W copy. Okay, and the corresponding vertices will be adjacent, correct, from U to W, W to V, V to U, correct, and adjacency is I'm representing by this color, so GU, GV, so these will be adjacent, this is adjacent and this is adjacent, and here the corresponding vertices are adjacent, this one, this one, this one, this one, and here also corresponding vertices are adjacent, so this one, this one, this one, this one. So here you got C4 Cartesian product with C3, okay, or C3 Cartesian product with this one. So what you got, the chromatic number for this one will be the maximum of C4 and C3. So maximum of C4 and C3. For C4 we have this is chromatic number is 2, and for C3 it's 3, so maximum it will be giving you 3. Okay, and here I have drawn it. So here I have replaced, earlier I replaced C4 copy in place of C3, here I replaced C3 copy in C4. So here this is C4, this is C4 and this is C4, and at each vertex I have just replaced C3, this one is C3, this one is C3, this one is C3, and at each vertex, and the corresponding vertices will be adjacent, that's why I have just made these as adjacent. Okay, so here it will be adjacent with this one, adjacent with this one, adjacent with this one. Okay, so the final we got this one. Okay, so that is first you can replace C3, C3, C3 and C3, and here these are adjacent, so these vertices will be adjacent, and this is adjacent, so this will be adjacent. Okay, and this is adjacent, this is adjacent, that's why these are adjacent. So we are getting, finally we will be getting a graph like this. So here I have explained what I am doing for every thing, this one, correct. Now chromatic number for this graph will be chromatic number of this one, maximum of this one and this one, and for C4 chromatic number is 2, and for C3 chromatic number is 3. So chromatic number of this new graph C3 Cartesian product with C4, it is coming as maximum of 2 and 3, and that is 3, correct. So we got this one. Okay, now here I have just explained what I am doing for the Cartesian product. So for Cartesian product, for each vertex in G, draw a copy of H. You can take any of H or G, whatever. For each UV, for that is, you can just say U and V for any For every vertex, draw a copy of HU and HV if two vertices are there, and copies of these are corresponding copies of H. If U and V are adjacent in G, then corresponding vertices in copies of HU and HV will be adjacent in this Cartesian product, and that's what I have been discussing. Okay. Now we can have some proposition. So there is one greedy coloring for this upper bound of, to find the upper bound of this chromatic number of this one. How? If you have some graph, for example this is your graph, and you just order, for a vertex ordering you just order this vertices as V1, V2, V3, V4 and use colors. So you are just coloring color number 1. Second, if this is not adjacent with this one, then you can use the same thing, but it is adjacent, so you have to use the different color. So this is different color, and next is some different color because this is adjacent with this one. So this is color number 3 and this was color number 2. Correct. Now here you are using the non-adjacent vertices first. Correct. So earlier it should be having this one. Correct. So 1 is not adjacent with 1, so we can use this one. Correct. So that is how you give the coloring, that is the proper coloring, such that adjacent vertices are getting the different colors. Okay, and whenever non-adjacent vertices, they are getting the same color. They can get for minimum coloring, because everywhere we want to minimize the resources. Correct. Or this if I want to explain this coloring, this greedy coloring, then I can do it in this way, that greedy coloring relative to a vertex ordering, if you are having V1, V2, V3 and so on. So V1, V2, V3 and so on up to Vn, these are the vertices of Vg, and this coloring is obtained by coloring the vertex in order. So if first you will be coloring V1, V2, V3 and so on up to Vn. You will assign these colors to these vertices to Vi. Okay. So first you will assign V1, V2 and so on, and up to Vith vertex. The smallest index color, obviously if first to V1 you can use the first one. V2 if it is not adjacent with this one, then you can again use the first one. Correct. So suppose we have colored with the same thing, because these are not adjacent. For V3 you need to use the smallest index color that is not earlierly used. So first color is used already. So for V3 we will be using the third color, second color, not third. Correct. So the smallest indexed color. So like this we can get the greedy coloring. Okay. So that is assigning to Vi the smallest color. So here V1, V2 and so on up to Vn. So you are assigning color to Vi the smallest index color. Okay, the smallest index color that is not being used earlier. Okay, for the proper coloring. So the smallest indexed color that is not used earlier. Okay, that is not used earlier. Okay, so that is the greedy coloring, and this gives you a bound on chromatic number of G. Okay, now we can have some proposition based on this one. So this proposition is here this xi represents the chromatic number, and this symbol is representing the maximum degree in G. Okay, so the maximum degree among all the degree of vertices. Correct. So here maximum degree of this one. So here you can always say that chromatic number of G will be always less than equal to maximum degree of G plus 1. Okay, So maximum degree you can take and plus 1. So this will be the upper bound of this chromatic number. Okay. So why this is happening? Because every vertex can be at most adjacent to how many vertices? Because maximum degree is this one, so that's why it can be adjacent with capital del G, that is the maximum degree of G number of vertices. So you can use the same color to color all these non-adjacent vertices if they are, okay, and it will be having these neighbors, correct. So we cannot use more than this much color, so we can use different this color to color different if they are adjacent. So this one colored and these all are adjacent with this vertex, so we have to use the different color, so one color more. Okay, so I think this is the simple. So each vertex has at most del Z, that is the maximum degree, neighbors. Already it has this one neighbor, so we cannot use more than this one. Okay, obviously we cannot use more than this one. So even if we are using different color to color the neighbor of this vertex with the different colors. Okay, so here you are using different colors, then you can use 4 here if 4 is the maximum degree. And what about this one? This vertex is not being colored by any of this one, so you need to use some other color. So this is maximum degree was 4 here, so 4 plus 1, so you cannot use more than this term. Okay, so here that's it. So we cannot use more than this much, that is the maximum degree of this one, plus 1 colors to color G, and this is given by this greedy coloring, correct. This is obvious thing, correct. So we got chromatic number will be always less than, if you are having some coloring, proper coloring on a graph, so you have used this much color, so obviously chromatic number will be less than equal to this one, and this is done. Okay, so this is done. I hope you like this video, and in next lecture I will be discussing some exercise of this chapter. Till then, bye bye, take care.